So you do something that I don't know that I could do.
What's that?
I want to see you stare at me one
Is
minute.
it
No,
unicycle?
you travel. Yeah,
I do
you
unicycle.
travel with your fiance
Yes.
everywhere,
Yes.
and you said you love it.
Well, to be clear, we both have a kid situation where we have shared custody of our kids. And so she has her kids every other week. And so I see her every single time she doesn't have her kids, but sometimes I go there. But I see her I don't know. We've been dating for like 3 years, so maybe we're like a new relationship, but I am not good alone. And she comes on the road with me and she does telemedicine on her computer in the hotel room. And then she comes to the show and she actually really helps me with the show. Like, she's very good at she just does like some almost like road manager type stuff. Like she'll
Right.
go, hey, he really likes to he doesn't want a chair on stage. Do you have a stool? She does like these little things for me. And for some reason, I always grew up thinking comedy was like not a real job. I always felt like I was getting away with something. And she's a doctor. So there was always like this air of like, oh, you're a doctor. I'm just a comedian. And she has this belief that our job is just as important.
Right.
And yeah, dude, something about I wake up and I can't be. I had a day off in New York the other day, and I had trouble getting out of bed. Like I get so down, and having her with me, it's just been it's the best.
Why do you get so down? Do you mind exploring that for a minute?
I wish I had a good answer, but it's like
you have nothing to do over son.
Yeah, it's almost like you have nothing to do, and then I think it's been harder since I met my fiance because everywhere I go, we've been there together. I know I sound like a loser right now, but I do have trouble sometimes, and I sometimes go, like, here are the 10 things that make me feel better. I'll go to my sauna place. I'll do the Peloton. It doesn't work. I still feel the same way. And I did all the things, so that gets a little frustrating. I think it's just living out of a suitcase.
It's nice to share places you're going with somebody else as opposed to just yourself.
Yeah.
Because I travel by myself, and I come home and I don't even tell her what I saw.
Right.
What am I going to say? I went to
Yeah.
But when you're together,
Yeah, it's like the show isn't the only reason we're there.
No,
it's not like the whole. When I'm on the road, I'm like, okay, we got the show tonight. But when I'm with her, I go, oh yeah, and there's also a show, and then we're gonna go to dinner afterwards, or we're gonna do.
I don't like to bring my wife with me to shows because she leaves with another guy. So
yeah, I would stop too.
Yeah,
not so far.
Not yet.
Yeah, we met at her boyfriend's show though. He was headlining.
I used to bring my wife to shows before we had kids. Now it's not so feasible, but I loved having her there. It was. I remember I brought her even on my podcast interviews from my old podcast when I would travel to do an interview. Like I'd drive to go interview Shecky Green or Marty Allen, one of these like old timers. She liked to meet them, and then when we went to do. I interviewed Gad Elmaleh, the French comedian.
Sure, I know him.
At the Chateau Marmont.
Sure.
In his hotel room, and he says, about my wife. Oh, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's my wife. She wanted to come along for the interview. He goes, I could never do this. I could never take my wife around to do comedy stuff with me. I'd be like, why are you here? I was like, well, I like having her there.
He does not believe in marriage. Because he came to see a show that Seinfeld were doing. And God knows Jerry very well. And God could not stop talking how insane we were to be married. That there's so many women still available.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a solid point.
What did you both reply to that? What did...
we laughed, because we both enjoy being married.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I think about with Seinfeld, I mean, he's the biggest star, and he's a handsome fella. Women must be so easy for him if he wanted to.
Could be.
Kind of he's almost a saint that he's able to keep a marriage together like that.
He does a good job.
Yeah.
We when we go out together, no women ever come near us, and hotels, we never sit down and chat with anybody.
Right.
We just keep moving along.
Yeah, because I mean, even me being a heavy fella, every now and then I get a woman who's interested, and I'm married, and I don't do anything, but I think, wow, what if I was famous? What if I was Seinfeld famous? What if I was in good shape and I was Seinfeld famous? How hard would that be? It must be a challenge, and he's almost like godlike to be able to.
To his credit, he's She's strong in that way.
Yeah, very
It's a
strong.
good thing.
Don't you also like, I feel like you build this relationship with this person. There's this context, there's this backstory where even with our jobs, like where they saw us go from something to something else or back
Right.
down or whatever.
Right.
And when I see like I had a girl on an airplane, I told my fiance all about this. I couldn't believe she was hitting on me. She was like a beautiful dancer from Vegas and was like, she was a little bit drunk and she was like, oh, do you like music? And she's like, oh my God, those are nudes on my phone. Like, it was like the most, but I don't even have the part of my brain that has any interest in someone, especially like that. Where like if you're coming on to me in 2 seconds, like what type of person is this?
Right.
But I need that context of the relationship for it to be a joy for me. I need someone to like come that's been through the. If I met a girl now, I don't know if I could ever explain to her about the Raleigh sold out show that was not really sold out. I don't know if she'd ever get it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I also think
well,
like
I mean, I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed. I have a wife who I love, and it makes it much easier.
helps.
You know, like, but not everybody has such a good relationship, and you know, some people don't have my wife. You know, so
Right.
it's like
that's the big part.
it's got to be very, very tough for some people.
So your fiance doesn't drive you nuts at all?
She doesn't like not at all. It's
You're not from this planet.
I can't stand people chewing,
yet,
and I can
it's
stand
so
her
funny.
chewing.
So much of your material was about wife stuff.
Yeah.
And what drove you nuts about her.
Yes.
And here, this woman doesn't do any of those things.
It's why I don't have a new hour, Mark.
As